and welcome to the Hiredgun Talk podcast with your host, the hired gun. First, like, subscribe, share. How you doing, y'all? So, it's been a minute. Sorry, I've been gone, y'all. Some stuff happened. Had to take a break and recover from some. I had to take a break and recover from some stuff that happened to me. Won't get into all the details about that, but I'm glad to be back. And welcome to episode 121. 121, y'all. So, let's get into it. So, I won't go into details on last week's show, but I will talk about this week's show. I mean, Monday and today and last night. Monday and last night. We will get into it. So, we had a third member, right? Now, if you had to pick someone to be the third member, a lot of people got that. Just one. If you had to pick, not three people, and then one of the people you pick is there. No, no, no. If you had to pick a member, probably would have been wrong. Cause a lot of people wanted it to be Austin Theory. All right, a lot of people wanted it to be Sammy. Right. Not a lot of people said Ronson Reed. Was he mentioned? Yeah, I can see he was mentioned. Yeah. Um, is he a good pick? Yeah, he is. He is. Uh, and people want to reason why Ronson Reed um, joined stuff. They wanted to make sense, right? But when you a heel, it really don't have to make sense. When both of y'all are heels, it doesn't have to make sense. And the only reason it has to make sense if both of them gunning for the war title, right? Like Gunther joining Seth, don't make sense, right? It's not supposed to happen. Won't happen, right? Because both of them are heels and both of them are gunning for the same thing, right? Right? So there's no reason for Gunther to join Seth, right? Now, I'm not saying that Bronson Reed doesn't want to be world champion, right? Right? But but hi the goal is to be with Seth in this group more than being world champion, all right? And then you got Ron Breaker, who's going to be world champion, all right? And they have embedded it in his head that he's the future, all right? He's the future, meaning he doesn't have to win the world title now, right? Right? So it's the same thing with Ronson Reed, just a little bit different. Like Ronson Reed knows he wants to be a world champion eventually, all right? That doesn't mean he has to be champion now. Now, saying that, they're probably gonna add another member, all right? Because what we got so much so far is we got Seth, who's not gonna eat a pin, all right? You got Braun Breaker, who's not gonna eat a pin either, all right? And then you got Bronson Reed, who's not gonna lose that much. So you need somebody else to eat some of these pins. Now, the person I thought they could have went for, Ethan Page from NXT, not gonna be him because he just won. He just won the North American title. Now, there could be another person from NXT to get called up. The person who just lost it, for Ricky Singh, Ricky Starks, whatever you want to call him. He could get called up and he can be the fourth member. Now, hear me out here. If they go that route, and they may go that route, right? Right? They gotta stop preaching about the future, then, right? Because then at least three of the guys in your group is is going is pushing 40 or already is pushing 40. The only person who's not is Ron Breaker, who is the future. But still, like you can't keep preaching the future if your guys are over 35, 35 and over, right? Right? And Ron's 28, so I think he's 28. But even saying that, like I still think Ross Reed's a good pick. I think he's a good pick for the third member, and they're gonna add a fourth member, and then that's gonna be it. Because the fourth member is the lucky number, the perfect number for a group, right? Right. So now, some things I would change about Self's group. Well, Self in particular, I I think I think you need to change his music, right? Because you want them to boo him. And I get it. I get that that they enjoy singing his song and, and all that good stuff. So maybe they want that to keep happening. But like like you want him to get booed, so you know, like you want him, because and then some things you just can't change, right? Because just as much as they was cheering CM Punk on Saturday, as soon as Bronson Reed came out there, and he did this thing a tsunami, and I'm glad he didn't listen, right? He did the tsunami, and and you heard some of the crowd say one more time. See, shit like that. A fan don't be a fan, right? And we don't really need that per se. Speaking of call ups, right? Speaking of call ups, right? So last night in NXT, Ethan Page won the North American title, right? But Stephanie lost uh, the women's NXT title, world title, women's title. She lost it. She lost it to Jessie J. Which listen. I can count on one of my fingers, how many times I've been surprised or shocked about something happening. All right, and didn't see it coming. Now, I'm not saying that Stephanie was gonna go undefeated, but and I'll be real with you. I thought Stephanie was gonna lose. I thought she was gonna lose Saturday, but she didn't. I mean Sunday, but she didn't. Like she beat Jordan Grace, you know, and when so this is when you read too much dirt sheet stuff. I mean, right? This is because when I seen that they were saying they were gonna hold off on calling up Jordan Grace. Okay, cool, whatever. Right, and then I seen that Jade, not Jade, the person that beat Stephanie last night. I was like, what was the point of her winning against Jordan if she was gonna drop it the next day? Which I found out later on why, because Jordan and Stephanie are getting called up. Stephanie's going to Raw and Jordan's going to SmackDown, which that's cool. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. You know, it just makes sense of what happened with certain titles. They they finna reboot the women's division in NXT now. You know, you already called up Roxanne. You already called up Julia. Calling up Stephanie. You calling up Jordan. So now you go from the best women's division in NXT to questionable best. Because they're not the best anymore now. You're not. They lost like the thing that was strong. They lost now. I mean, not everybody, because you should have got a strong division down there. All right, and it's still doing what it's doing. But when you lose Roxanne and you lose Jordan Grace and you lose Julia and you lose Stephanie, that's a blow to the women's division. It is. It is. Now it makes Raw and SmackDown way stronger now. Better, better, better. All right. Now it all depends on what they do with them. I think Roxanne staying on Raw and Julia going to SmackDown are good things here. I think Stephanie going to Raw and Jordan Grace going to SmackDown are good things here. It literally strengthens the women's division to both of them. It's a wake up call. Now, depending on what you do next with certain things, like for me, I need to see Jordan Grace take that United States title away from Vega. Nothing against Vega. I'm glad that he gave her the belt, but it doesn't. She doesn't need to hold that belt for that long. She doesn't. She doesn't. Like eventually someone's gonna come in there and beat her anyway. Especially after Saturday. Like she injured now. I'm not blaming this all on her. Well, I'm not saying that this is the reason why she should lose the belt. The the blooper that happened. She did the 619 and she hurt Tessa Green and broke her nose. So you know, I'm not saying she shouldn't do the 619. I'm not saying that she can't wrestle, because she can wrestle. She can, and I was happy when she won the United States title, with the women's United States title. Like she deserves it. You know, that doesn't mean she should hold a belt for like 4 months, 6 months. That doesn't need to happen. Like now, she, she's done one of the things she was supposed to do. She had a defense and she won. That's good. Okay. Like at least you got a title defense up. Now it's just time. Now, what they're probably gonna do is after Money in the Bank, uh, or maybe sooner. Who knows? But they're gonna have Julia beat her because Julia already got a pin on. Julia, I mean, even though Julia's in the Money in the Bank match, she has a pinfall victory over the current women's United States champion. That needs to happen. Then you can elevate that women's United States title more, more with Julia, all right? And then you can get some other matches with Jordan Grace and Julia. You can get some matches on Raw with it's all about building the divisions better. And NXT was stacked down there with women's division. They still are. They still are. Like JCJ winning is a long time coming because she's been there for 4 years, and they put her here, they put her there. Like she should have been champion by that. So good for her. Good for her. Now, speaking of NXT, let me talk about Trick. Trick is the new NXT heavyweight champion. Now, eventually, one of these wrestlers from NXT or TNA was gonna win one of these titles. Okay. Now, am I surprised that it was an NXT guy first? No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Am I surprised it was Trick Williams? So, no, not really, because He's the biggest star that's what they that's with the TNA. Like Trick Williams is the biggest star that with the TNA. So and he's a two-time NXT World Champion, right? So I wasn't surprised that he won. Now, what gave it away some was once once I'm gonna tell you two reasons why I gave it away. For me, once um Joe Hendry didn't get the better end of trick on no. Once Joe Hendry he got the better end of it. Pause. Of Trick Williams on Tuesday, like on last Tuesday, and then he got him again on TNA. I knew then that Trick had a chance to win, right? I knew then he had a chance to win then. And then you know, once they start selling the belt, the TNA belt on the WWE shop, the Fitz was in. Then they showed the the president of TNA there at the pay per view for WWE for NXT. Yeah, dog, it was happening. Now, listen, I've never. Nah, let me say this now. Like, Trick Williams ain't never been my cup of tea for like as I think he's a hype master. But hey, respect is earned. Now, what I did notice and made me like him a little bit more. He's Booker T. Trick Williams is Booker T, and he showed that Sunday. Like he got some kicks, and he get to spin Ernie. Like once he he reminds me of a younger Booker T. He really like more in shape Booker T. So Booker T ain't never been that much in shape like Trick is. Now does Trick need more grooming? Yeah, and this is why this is happening though too with him. Like he's not ready to get called up yet, so they finna use him and polish him even more and make him wrestle veterans from TNA to get more polish. Now who knows? He may lose that belt Tuesday, right? Because TNA is kind of groom Mike Garcia, Mike Santana. Like he's gonna be the next champion, TNA champion. Ain't no way around that. But like like they gotta groom Trick a little bit more before he gets called up. You know, but he's the first. Now, regardless if he loses the belt Tuesday or tomorrow, right? Right? The, everything's been done. He's the first active NXT wrestler to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion. All right? Like he's not the first NXT guy to win the TNA belt. You got Kurt, you got Joe, you got Ziggler, um, you got Drew McIntyre. Well, no, Drew never won. Yeah. I'm right. Drew McIntyre. I would say LA Knight, but that doesn't count. But he's the first active NXT wrestler who still wrestles with NXT to hold the TNA belt. Now, listen, this ain't the same with when Kenny won the belt and he never put nobody over. Like Trish was gonna put somebody over. So again, he could lose the belt next Tuesday to Mike Santana, right? But nonetheless, he's probably gonna lose it to a TNA wrestler. Now, this doesn't mean this doesn't mean that a wrestler from TNA won't win gold from NXT. 'Cause that's what happened too. And they had to start doing this though. They had to, because it was getting stale knowing that anytime an NXT wrestler fought somebody who had gold from TNA, TNA was gonna win, and vice versa. Anytime somebody from TNA wrestled somebody for NXT gold, NXT won. That shit was getting stale. So you had eventually had to now once they started mentioning it on TV that it hasn't happened yet, we knew it was gonna happen. And it did. It did Saturday. And I'm pretty sure the numbers are gonna be good for NXT and TNA. You know? So, and then you had the march up there, oh, like TNA is not nothing's happening with TNA and this partnership. Horseshit. Selling out arenas, uh, getting mentioned and everything, the belt being on another brand, and it horseshit, horseshit. But I'm in the show with it. I'm in the show with it right now. First show back. I'm gonna get back to my 30 minutes, but I'm in the show with that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure you got tune in for more. I'll be back on here soon, y'all. Soon. Um, this is a hired gun. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.